you so much for being part of our day today, for being part of our live class. Really good to have you along. If you're watching on YouTube, hello, hello. Thank you so much. For those of you who may not know me, my name is Ariel Policano. I'm a naturopathic doctor, and I started teaching and training about the genius, about 10 years ago. And I've been part of some of the changes and updates along the way. And I've been really proud to be part of what we're doing with the genius. Let's make sure that we get this recorded. All right, so thank you so much. Thank you again for joining. Thank you for being here. All right, let's just start off with a little bit about the current special that we have, just so you know. The capsules for a couple of years now have been $65 per capsule, and they've been a little bit discounted if you get them in bulk. What I want you to know is that we have a very special Black Friday deal that is in effect right now, and you're going to want to take advantage of this even if you've never had a capsule before, or maybe you have had a capsule. This goes back to the 2019 pricing, and it's pretty amazing. Plus, there'll be a special gift. I have a Chinese energetic series of meridians. It's going to be Chinese Meridians Energetic Series 2, which is all about alarm points and internal wood points, internal fire points. If you get Quanta capsules this week from my website, I will give you this bonus library. It's a Chinese Meridian alarm points, very, very soothing, very balancing. So if you get your Quanta capsules this week from my website, I'm going to gift this to you. So if you already have gotten it, I'll be happy to give it to you. If you're going to be getting it, I'll be happy to give it to you. And thank you so much for everybody who's joining. We love having you as part of our biofeedback community. Hello, everybody, and welcome. So it is on special right now, and it's kind of a killer deal, you guys. It's kind of an amazing deal. It is only for Black Friday through the Black Friday week. So please take advantage of this. This is where you're going to get, one capsule for $49, 10 capsules for $197. which has already reduced the price. Then you're going to be getting 10 capsules for $347, which is essentially $34.70 per capsule. When you think about it, it still says $65 in the App Store, which means you could charge for this at that price point in the App Store. When you get capsules in bulk, especially on a deal like today, you're going to be able to even gift them to people because you're going to get them at such a low price point. And when you gift them to someone, you want to gift it in exchange for someone to sign up for a monthly subscription, for someone who signs up for a series of sessions. You want to make sure that you give them something, because what they're essentially paying for, if you think about it, is sort of like the inkjet printer. They would give away inkjet printers because people are going to have to come back again and again and get toner cartridge or printer cartridge or inkjet cartridge or whatever it is. They're going to need to replace it, just like people need to replace the frequencies in their Quanta capsule. If they get it for free, it's much more enticing to them to start the process. So figure out a way that you can buy these capsules on the holidays, buy as many as you think you're going to need until maybe the next holiday, and make sure you stock up on them, get them in there, they don't expire. And then you're going to maybe give them away in exchange for somebody doing a $99 a month subscription with you, or a $200 a month subscription with you, or they're going to pay for 8 or 10 sessions in advance. So you get $1,000 up front, something like that. Then you're going to say, hey, if I paid $39 or $34 for a capsule, then that is the cost of doing business. And I am going to pay that as one of my expenses. I'd also really love to welcome you and wish you a happy Thanksgiving week. Remember that tomorrow we're having a remedy plate class. So let's go to Genius Biofeedback here, and let's go ahead and I'm going to have to do it. This way. Let me just go to, because BigCommerce is doing something to me here. Let me go ahead and hopefully go to the website here without all the, all right, that's a lot better. So if we go here, and we go to the events page. Let's see what's on the events page here. Hopefully it's the calendar. So tomorrow we're going to be doing a remedy plate class or a remedy plate party. So make sure you click on this link and you join. Of course, the class is completely free, so everybody can join. Now, you guys, we have some really cool plates here. So we have some really gorgeous remedy plates, and I want to tell you all about what you need to know for making remedies, for broadcasting, for EMF mitigation, for even creating a new business, a new stream of income for yourself by imprinting on a regular basis. And if with the Elite package this Black Friday, we have this really cool imprinting kit, and we're going to see if we can make this available to the greater population. Light is just not being friendly to me today. Let's see if we can get this here a little bit visualized. So this kit has some wonderful items inside. Maybe let's just open it and see what's inside here. And in the imprinting kit, we've put some difference just about the class for tomorrow. I'd love to take your questions about the Quanta Capsule. What do you want to know? What do you need to know about the Quanta Capsule? So inside our imprinting kit, you can print bracelets, okay? You can print gemstones. Basically, you put the frequencies into there. I'm saying print, I mean imprint. You can imprint the frequencies into bracelets. And we've discovered these stickers, which are really awesome, which look like this. And the reason that they're awesome is they have shungite powder inside of them. So these you can stick to your phone, you can stick to your computer, and you could program in. I mean, everybody's carrying their phone in their pocket. So whatever you imprint into this and stick on your phone is then going to be connected to you. So that's really cool. And shungite is very impressionable. In fact, you could imprint shungite stones, or you could put shungite stones into water, and then you could drink them that way. There are many different things that you can do with a remedy plate, and I want to talk about all the different practices and things that you can do. And then we have these Lakovsky antenna. Let's see if we can get a little bit, there we go. A little bit of a better. These are wonderful to keep on your desk or to carry with you, and they're just great to meditate on. And what you do is you put these on top of you put them on top, how did that happen? You put them on top of your remedy plate, and then you imprint them. And then with the imprint, you're able to, just turn the phone off here, you're able to have that emanation wherever you are. You could put it on your pillow, you could put it into your pocket, you can carry it with you. And so these are just really wonderful pieces of sacred geometry that people are just blown away by. You can make this, you could mail it to your client with the imprints in it. It can be EMF mitigation. It could be anxiety reduction. Of course, you can put that into a bracelet as well, something like this. We really just want to bring to your attention that you could start this as your own side business, as your own side hustle, and even offer these on your website or offer them as an adjunct to your clients. And then we are going to be doing a Thanksgiving morning live stream. I wish I didn't say live stream. It's actually a Genius Global Healing. So Genius Global Healing on Thursday, and I will send an email out. I hope you'll join me. It'll be live streamed on YouTube, and we're just going to really send out our frequencies. Everybody bring your genius, and we're going to send those frequencies globally and talk about maybe making it into a regular practice, because if we were really sending these frequencies out on a regular basis together collectively, I really believe we would make a profound difference. All right, so those are the events, and let's see. Okay. All right. How long does the charge on the object last? Well, something like the Lakovsky antenna, it's going to last a long time. It's going to last something like, 6 months to a year. Frequencies really do last for a long time when they come from the genius and you basically send them out. So they're going to last a nice long time. All right, so let's go ahead and get into talking about the Quanta Capsule. So many, many years ago, when we first came out with the Quanta Capsule, might be going back to 2016, people really had no idea what they were or what they did. It took a long time really for it to catch on that this is something that the person who receives it cannot program. It's not the genius per se, but it is a holder, like a receiver of frequencies. So the Quanta Capsule is a frequency generator. For a long time, it only generated the sine wave. And now we've added so that the frequency, shape, and form is virtually on par with what is in your genius. Now, I think over the years, a lot of you started to build up your client base. If you haven't, you definitely can. And I think our genius users over the years have been like, well, if they get the quantum capsule, wouldn't they just want to get the genius? Won't they just want to get the genius? And the answer is absolutely not. Because most people, you think about busy moms or people in their career, everything that people have to deal with, they don't want to be the person to choose the frequencies. The fact that you have learned the rationale for choosing the frequencies is so significant to them, so meaningful to them. And so they really relish that you can test them and then send them the frequencies. And the way to talk about the genius is in 3 parts, and it's called scan, discover, and relax. Scan, you're going to do a proprietary voice scan. There's no other scan like a genius scan. It can find out so much information. And that's really what helps you to keep your clients, you guys. When you do a scan and the people either through the quantum capsule or a live Zoom scan or in-person scan, and they go, geez, look at this. This is exactly who I am. This is reflected. They see the truth of it immediately. So they get to do the discover part. Discover, they get to learn all about themselves from a mind, body, spirit perspective. That is where you come in, because as you become more adept and better at explaining the frequencies and weaving everything together for them in a story, then the more that you grow your client base, your practice, because people look at you as the interpreter, just understanding and interpreting the information, and they really enjoy that. And then relax. So when you play the frequencies, you can relax. They're coherent frequencies. They create harmony. They reduce stress disturbances. So scan, discover, relax. And they get to really discover also all the frequencies in their quantum capsule. So one thing I want you to think about as a practitioner, which is hard when you're a practitioner, is coming in as the client. So if you come in and you just put yourself in the client's shoes, what do they see in their capsule? What do they receive in their capsule? And I want you to really meditate on that. I want you to really think about that, because we can lose sight of it as a healer, as a practitioner. In other words, the best things for that person to see would be things like flower essences, affirmations, solfeggio tones, anything that really describes the solution or things that they can really sink their teeth into. So I want you just to think about that when you're crafting what you're going to send to them in their tray, because there could be 2 different parts to a genius session. You could do the balancing with them, and then you could clear the tray, and you could curate maybe now for the export portion. What I want them to run for the next 7 days is more selective. So maybe you do the guts of the balancing with them in an in-person session, and then what you're going to send them to continue to focus on for the next 7 days is more solution-based, more affirmational-based, because think about it, they're going to be looking in their tray, and they're even going to be focusing their mind and their thoughts on what is in the tray. I know that over the years that affirmations become very cliche, but I want you to think about all the species on the planet. Which of all the species on the planet can actually speak? Now, I don't know if you remember like the talking horse and all those types of things. We know they're all, I hate to break it to you, they're all fictional, right? So we are the only ones that can talk. We are the only ones that can speak. And it is through words that we can free ourselves or we can bind ourselves. Every letter has a frequency, every word has a frequency, every phrase has a frequency. As man or woman, but as man speaketh, so he becomes. After all of my work with frequency and the genius, I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to look at your own words. And as having the privileges of a biofeedback practitioner, how important it is the words that you're sharing with your client. So if you give them affirmations, you're giving them an additional empowerment to change their own life. And I'm really thinking of developing more affirmational libraries that riff on, what people really want to accomplish, but put it in the positive, intentional words of an affirmation. And that is because we are shifting our practice now more to being a quantum capsule based practice. And that's an interesting consciousness shift too, because it means that our client is more willing to take responsibility for their own health, wellness, and vitality. So I really like the idea that we're going to be sending more affirmational statements. You guys, the person could heal themselves through an affirmational statement, and it would blow all of us away. No medical doctor would like to hear that, and no pharmaceutical company would like to hear that. But you could write exactly what that person's intention is on a prescription pad as, biofeedback therapist or a healer, and you could have them say that 1,000 times a day. Every cell in their body will become that thing that they're working for, and they also become a magnet. They become like a lightning rod for what they're trying, a point of attraction for what they want to become. So it's something we'll continue to explore, but I really feel like the direction of our practice can be more in these affirmational statements to the delight of the client, but also you're going to make greater strides with what you're doing. So all of that said, the quantum capsule in general is an important tool for working with clients. As I said, they get to take part in their own healing. And when you do a little bit every day, it really builds up. And I really like this idea because previously, most healing happened in these long intervals, with long intervals in between the visits. So whether you're your biofeedback therapist or doctor or whatever, chiropractor, whatever it is that you do, the patient comes in or the client comes in, it's one time, and then you don't see them, you don't know what they're doing for 7 days, or, according to what they can afford, maybe it's 2 weeks, maybe it's once a month. And I think it's a huge sea change that we're giving the clients the tool for them to utilize something each and every day. So they're able to balance themselves every day. And another thing related to words is repetition. Our mind is so conditioned in certain ways that in order to get away from whatever the conditioning is, maybe, the conditioning comes sort of in the form of a belief system. And so the belief system might be, I'm never going to get well, or you couldn't possibly have solutions for me, or things never get better for me. All these things are deeply conditioned. The only way to escape conditioning really is through repetition of the new belief system. So you have to recondition the mind, reprogram the mind as you wish it to be reprogrammed, but it cannot just be one time. It must be multiple times. So the person gets to entrain these frequencies, multiple times, a little bit every day. And we really saw this in the Genius Research project that we did, where people just did one balancing 15 minutes a day, but they had this cumulative change. And we saw it especially in 4 weeks, where we had this massive reduction in the symptoms being reported. In the 4th week, they just, they went from here down to here. And so I believe, there's just this incredible cumulative effect in the frequencies and in, words. If you do affirmations, it's a little bit that you do every day. You kind of see it in exercise. And I think there's something about human beings or human nature, just doing a 15-minute run every day could keep you healthy for the rest of your life. Yet in human beings, what they do is they run a marathon and then they don't run for a year, right? But it's the little things that you do day in and day out that really make the difference. So we want to give them the ability to run the frequencies each and every day, and you're going to see big changes. I think the other thing about that is nice is that sometimes I get messages from our Genius users that say, My client just cannot wrap their head around the fact that this is broadcast. How is it broadcast? Where is it broadcast? I can't see it. How could it possibly be communicated over distance? And then they answer their cell phone, right? They answer their cell phone, which is this wireless mechanism. But quantum entanglement is real. You can communicate with anybody across distance of any time, of any type, of any distance, and instantaneously connect with them through quantum entanglement. It's just the genius takes advantage of algorithms that allow us to do this type of broadcast so that the frequencies do reach them. But it's still very hard for a lot of people to buy into that due to their own mental conditioning, things that they've learned. So the quantum capsule gives them that ability. Hey, I am running the frequencies with a phone in my hand. So at least that part is complete for them. They're sitting there and experiencing it live and in person. Okay, can I register my quantum capsule for myself, for my clients, because they are having trouble doing it themselves, particularly in the free trial period? So anybody, if you go to geniusbiofeedback.com and you get a group of capsules today, you will get a special gift, our Chinese meridians, number 2 energetics with a bunch of Chinese meridian points that I think you'll really enjoy using. But that being said, even when we give you the capsules manually, they're going to be in your quantum membership where you can activate them for your client. So we're going to show you today live on the Genius how you can issue the person a trial. So this is a new thing. You can issue the person a trial, even if you have, in my best understanding, even if you have no credits available, you can issue them the trial, but you can't issue them capsules unless you purchase some capsules. So yes, you can absolutely do that. We're way ahead of you on that. We figured that out. All right, so let's go ahead and look at some more of this. There we go. All right, so what is the quantum capsule? It has the ability to receive frequencies, and then you drop the programmed frequencies in there, and then you have the ability to run frequencies. So it is a frequency generator, okay? These are personalized frequencies, but you have to remember that this is not the Genius. So it is, if anybody else listens to these frequencies, they would get the benefit. This is not the same as an in-person Genius scan where you're playing the frequencies for them. In other words, when you send the frequencies to the person, there's a broadcast mechanism where it reaches them long distance. This is very much in the now moment. Whatever they're playing on that particular quantum capsule playlist would affect everybody in the room. It's not focused on them, and it's not long distance. They can't have somebody else play the frequencies for them while they're out, running around the block. They have to be fairly close to the device to receive and get the benefit of the frequencies. Okay, so it's a positive benefit for anybody who's listening to them, anybody who's watching them. And these are hertz. They're called HZ hertz frequencies. 1 hertz is 1 wave per second. And these are similar to Rife frequency. Rife is just a certain number of a hertz frequency. All right. Can I purchase quantum capsules for my clients as they are just wanting to receive an email with frequencies? Can I purchase a quanta for my clients as they are just wanting to receive an email with the frequencies? Nancy, I'm sorry, that question is a bit lost on me. Maybe you can try to reword it another way. I'd be happy to try to answer it for you. I'm sorry, I don't really understand the question right now as you've asked it. Jeez Louise, what the heck just happened there? All right, there we go. All right, so try to just ask that another way and we'll try to get to it. All right, so you can activate all of your clients from within your Genius. Your purchases will show up when they've been about 30 minutes inside your control panel. So if you go and you get some frequencies right now, geniusbiofeedback.com, if you want to participate, maybe you're going to get 5 for $197, which is over $100 discounted from the regular $309 purchase point. Load up on those capsules. You can actually see the regular prices here. We've got 10 right now for $347. We've got 5 for $197. We've got 20 for $597. We've got 50 for $997. We've got 100 for $1497. So look at that off of the price point of $35.75. If you have a credit card and you could just get quantum capsules for the year, Just get 100 of them right now and you'll have them for the next year. And think about it, if you sold each one of those that you would get for $14.97, if you sold them at $65 a piece, that'd be $6,500 and you paid $14.97. Guys, I want you to think big. Think really, really big. Think about being successful. Think about that you can do this. You can make a 6-figure income from doing, biofeedback. And the Quanta Capsule is one way for you to leverage your time. We can talk about that a little bit. Sometimes you may just want to export the capsules and they take all the time. They do all the running of the capsules themselves. Okay. I just bought a single capsule this morning. How do I get it to show in my Quanta membership area? Don't worry, we're processing those, Jerry, and we'll take care of it. We're just going to be a little bit lagged during Black Friday specials, but in a very short amount of time, you're going to see it show up in your purchased memberships. So we will definitely get that to you by the end of the day. Okay, to explain a little bit more about this, every time you activate a Quanta capsule, it's going to show up in My Members, meaning your paid memberships. So if you purchased 5 and you activated 2, you would see that you have 3 credits back here and you have 2 over here, which means the ones that you've redeemed. Okay, in this particular screen, it's a little bit different. There are 6 that are purchased and we haven't activated any. I believe we issued a trial to Holly here. And so if we had issued the trial from here, what we could do is once she's paid for her capsule, we just click activate now and she'll be fully paid. And hopefully we have collected the money from her. So when you do this, you want to make sure you've collected the money from the client or they have purchased from you a subscription, a bunch of sessions, and you're ready now to give them the capsule. So it's going to take one of your purchased memberships and give it to them. Okay, my clients would like me to buy the capsule and send sessions. They themselves are not into purchasing and dealing with technology. All right, Nancy, I don't know how we missed the point of telling you this or how we didn't get the message to you, but yes, that's what this class is all about. So what I'm showing you here is how you can issue the capsule to your client yourself. However, they still are going to have to install it on their device and learn to import it. So one of the nice things that you could do is you could get on a live Zoom session with them or you could meet with them in person. There's no getting around that. So if they don't like that, then you want to have them on a live Zoom where you actually play the sessions for them. So you actually play the frequencies on their behalf. You don't utilize the Quanta capsule. So it's going to be one or the other. Now, we've had many people who don't have a technology background of all ages had the ability to be taught by their practitioner. This is how you import the code, or this is how you put this on your device. This is how you import the code. And this is how you play the frequencies. Truly, anyone who's just willing to learn some basics about the installation and importing the code will be very successful and can learn to use the Quanta capsule. All right, so what if I activate my member, but they do not activate and now it is expired? How do I put them into the trash and reactivate the client? Okay, Jennifer, yeah, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad, I know you got some capsules this morning. It's lovely to have you here. And Jaleesa, welcome to you. Remember, I don't know if you've gotten your Genius yet, but remember to come back to us and we'll help you to get your Genius when you're ready to do that. So please make sure you talk to us before you do your purchase and activation of your Genius. Roy says, my friend showed me the Genius and I will be trying the trial myself in the next couple of days, but I want to buy the capsules by tomorrow on the sale. How will I be able to pay the sale price? Go to geniusbiofeedback.com, Roy, and just go to where it says shop and then just go to Quanta Capsule Packages, the shop menu, Quanta Capsule Packages, and we can show that again. It should be pretty simple. Just make sure you're going to geniusbiofeedback.com. Click the shop menu and you should be good to go. Now I want to go back to this other question here. And it says, what if I activate my member, but they did not activate it now and it's expired? So it can expire, when you issue, you have to do it as a 14-day membership. So we're going to have to go to, let's see if I can exit out of here. And we'll show it in the live here. You guys, thank you for sending your questions. Please continue to send your questions because they really do help to drive the lecture and help me to get all the questions answered. So that's very, very good. Let's go ahead and let's go to the good old Genius here and let's take a look at it now. And let's go to our Quantum membership. I think of the Quantum membership as the Quanta dashboard. So I think it's been a bit misnamed here, but it's the Quanta dashboard. So think of that when you go here, that's like your dashboard. And now let's go ahead and look at this. All right, is there anybody on here who does not have a Quanta capsule and I just can issue them a trial? So let's see if we can, let's see how we do this. So let's try to, oh yeah, add a member. So let's just do, does anybody not have a capsule? All right, let me just think of an email address that we have here. I might already be in the system under this one. I do not have one. So Nancy, what we need is an email address from you. Can you quickly get an email address in there and I'll show how this is done. So we just need your email address really quickly. What you showed on the screen did not show the sale prices. It's one of those days. All right. Yeah, no, Roy, I totally understand what you're saying. You have to go to the website to do that. You can't get it from inside the Genius itself. You have to go to the website and it's all good. The website name is geniusbiofeedback.com. So let's just go ahead and show that on screen so it's not super confusing. I could understand why you'd be confused and that is all good. So let's just go to geniusbiofeedback.com together and we're going to go ahead and let's see how this is done. So that way it's super clear. So let's go to the shop menu and then when we go to Quanta Capsule packages, these are all on the website and you will get an extra library, which are Chinese Meridians Energetics #2 library when you purchase. So anybody who purchased, you will get this library as well. And there it is. So Roy, just go ahead and click on what I just put into the chat and you should be good to go. Makes sense. I always like to answer questions because probably somebody else had that question as well. All right, so now Nancy, she sent over her email address. So let's go back in here and let's enter Nancy's name and let's enter her email address. And let's see if we could see where it says issue a free trial download. So going back to Jennifer, this is fun. Circling back to good old Jennifer here. What we want to do now, I'm just trying to get this, see if we can get our spotlight here. So name, email, not add a member. Don't do that. Assign a Quanta Cap credit. I have to admit they did a good job here. So issue a free download. Issue a free download, and you should get a message somewhere. It should have said it was issued, but it doesn't say that. But basically it's issued. Okay, there we go. The way you know it was issued, just she appears here. And so we have her name, we have her email. And when she is ready, so she pays us, say she's standing right next to us here, and she pays us the $65. Right? We do other ways usually to get them a capsule, but she pays you whatever you've agreed on, and now you hit the activate now. But until if the 14-day trial expires, they can just stay in your member roster. Okay, it's going to say trial over, and you don't have to do anything. But if you feel that they're not coming back, you can delete them from the roster so it doesn't appear there and take up room as you're trying to scroll down to your clients. All right, when does the sale end? It's going to end sometime over the weekend. So gather up as many capsules as you can. So sometime, Black Friday is on Friday. So it's going to be good today, tomorrow, Thursday, Friday. Around Saturday or Sunday, we're going to be wrapping up probably the Quanta Capsule special. So make sure that you get on the stick as soon as possible, because we can't really go back, and I know people come in after and be like, can I get the sale price? It's like, no, get it while the sale's on. So try to do that. But anyway, what you showed on the screen did not have a sale price. Okay, we took care of that. The membership. Okay, my friend showed me the Genius. Okay, fantastic, Roy. Yeah, Delisa, please get in touch with us today so that we can help you to get the proper package that you want. And that will be super, super awesome. Okay, so let's talk about the whole process now, okay? For your client to get a capsule, it is now completely possible for you to issue this capsule from your dashboard, and issue the trial as well. But let's do a little bit of searching. I'm going to put this over here and I'm going to bring up the browser and let's talk about the app stores. In fact, I think we can actually do it from here. So let's talk about the app stores. So what we want to search for is the Insight. This is how it's been named, the Insight Quanta Capsule. And we want to say we want to look for it in the App Store. So it is available in the App Store. Okay, or view it in the Mac App Store. So it is available in the Apple App Store, and it's also available in the Google Play Store. Now, you don't necessarily want to send them out looking for this, but I want, because you can issue it yourself. And, you know, whenever you have something that you can control the trial and the activation, which we've put that into your hands, you want to do that. But let's say someone doesn't get the email, say you issue them a trial and it goes to them, but they say, well, I never got the email for the trial. Then you go to the Google Play Store or the App Store, and then what you do is you copy this link. So you copy it and then paste it into an email to them and say, gosh, I'm sorry you didn't get the link, but here, let me share this link with you right now. And you can just use this. And when you do it, don't create a new account because I've already created the account for you. What you want to do is choose forgot password, and then you will be able to get a new password and you'll be able to log in. So if they don't get an email, what a really good thing is either in your own, maybe your Mac Notes program, or there's a program called Evernote. Start to gather up these links somewhere and store them somewhere so that you can easily go and copy and paste them into an email and help your client. All right, so they would then activate it on their device. So now they've got an active Quanta capsule on their own device. So I'm going to try to double this up. I've got the Genius. This is kind of interesting. I've got the Genius on my Mac Mini, which is basically like my desktop. And then I'm going to see if I can mirror the Quanta capsule from my iPad. So let's see if we can do this. I'm going to wait to see if this will come up here. And if I purchase the capsules in bulk under my personal email first and start a business with my business email, okay, this is a good question. How will I be able to sell the capsules under the new business email name? That's a really good question. I'm glad you guys are bringing it with the questions today. Let's see if I can get this up and running here. So what shows in your Quanta capsule is pretty much your Genius account email. Your Genius account email. So your Genius account email address is what is going to be displayed when you export frequencies to the Quanta capsule. Within your Genius, you can, let's just whip this up really super quickly here, is you can actually go to your settings, and right here you can update your email. Anytime you wanted to change from your individual name to your business email, you just choose update your email right here, put in your new email address. And now when you log into your Genius, if you got logged out for some reason, you're gonna have to make sure to use the new email, same password, but it will allow you to change it within the Genius. And then when you export the Quanta capsule frequencies, it's going to share that with your client and they're gonna see your business name. Okay, isn't there a one-time fee for the Insight Quanta Cap? My clients have paid a lifetime use fee of $65. So Marcia, it sounds like you're kind of new to our whole Quanta capsule experience. And if you are, I certainly welcome you and I'm so glad that you're here. So let me just explain that. What they purchase is something that you can sell to them from your dashboard. Let's go back to that dashboard. So the Quanta dashboard, or where it says Quanta membership, right? From right here, you could go ahead and go to my members and you're going to go to add a member. And right away, I have 6 credits right here. So I could, if you paid me $65 right now, I could issue a Quanta capsule to you. And basically you as the practitioner can charge whatever you wish for the Quantum capsule. Now, I don't recommend you charge more than $65 because they're going to look in the App Store and they're going to say, it's available in the App Store for $65. Why did she charge me $100? So you don't want to do that. But if you charged $100, you could say, well, it included your $65 plus your first set of frequencies. So that's something you could put on their receipt and make sure that they understand. So what do they purchase when they purchase for $65? Marcia's asking that. What they purchase is the ability to receive frequencies in the future. They do get a stock frequency, which I think might be like the solfeggio frequencies. If we go on here and we go to my custom playlists, let's see what we've got in here. So it has chakras. I don't know why this has an apostrophe, but it does. So balance my chakras and then solfeggio tones. So they could potentially balance their chakras and balance their solfeggio tones without ever getting another import of frequencies. But we don't find that people abandon their practitioner relationship. They want their personalized frequencies, and that's also up to you to really sell them on this concept. So they pay $65 for this app itself. Now, they never have to pay for the Quantum capsule again. What they're paying for is your expertise, your time in selecting those frequencies for them, because you don't want just regular frequencies. You want frequencies that take you on a journey. You want frequencies that take you into a process of transformation. And it's really impingent upon you to talk with your client about, hey, what's going on with you? What should we focus on for this month? Or you want weight loss or anxiety? And so you're not just sort of a piece of wood. You're an active participant as a healer, marketing them, engaging with them, and seeing what is it that they really need, focusing the frequencies on that. And they can't get that from the stock playlist, but they do have a bonus playlist that comes with this for the $65. Okay. So what does the client put for the practitioner name when setting up their account? I mean, are you kidding me? They put your name because you are the practitioner. And so they are going to want to put your name and your email. And so that is actually a really good point, is that you do want to make sure that you supply them with the email of your genius. So you want to make sure that they already know that. And what we try to do, like in the business membership, is give you some sample emails of emails you would send to them, because you have to have an email that says, I want to introduce you to your Quantum capsule. This is what it is. What I'm going to need from you is this. So you'll make sure that you set them up for success and that they know what your email is. I kind of wish the email was not actually requested, but otherwise, where are they going to, because they're going to, I don't know why they really need the email except to send you the voice. So, I mean, if you could bypass that, I think it's a little bit of a speed bump, because we sometimes try to share the trial with people on the Quantum capsule and they're like, what email do I put in here? And so you can see our email is frequencies@geniusbiofeedback.com. So we have to give them that in advance so they know what email to put. So that technically would be the practitioner email. So it's your email that's associated with your Genius account. Okay, I send them the clients my 6-page doc that you have available that explains how to download. Okay, yeah, there's some really good information on our page under Learn the Quantum Capsule that it does a lot of explaining and gives a lot of support. So thank you, Jennifer. I'm glad that you do that. Let's go ahead. Maybe we can show this page here, not this one. Let's see if we can do this one. Nope, it's not that one either. But let me just go back to the website for a moment. Yeah, only because I went off of the website to show this. So let's go back to geniusbiofeedback.com. And you should definitely take some time, everybody on here, take some time to familiarize yourself and bookmark geniusbiofeedback.com. This is like years of resources that we put on here. And if you go to the Learn menu, you can see right here, it says the Genius Quantum Capsule, and it's all about learning about the Quantum Capsule. And so it has documents, tutorials, documents that you can send your client, and it can be really, really helpful. I love the questions. Thank you guys for your questions. When I buy capsules on sale, each one above the same feature as the $65, one and have soft programs, i.e. balanced chakras. When I buy capsules on sale, does each one also have the same features as the $65? All right, well, you're really tempting me to say maybe don't send your questions. Like, yes, the ones on sale have the exact same benefit and features as the ones that are not on sale. They're all the same. I guess I could understand why we might maybe strip it down and maybe make it less because it's stripped down. I guess some app stores do that and you have to buy things to upgrade them. But Roy, this is exactly the Quantum capsule with all the bells and whistles. And it does come with 2 bonus playlists, one to play and balance chakras, and the other one in order to play and balance the solfeggios. Let's go ahead and look at those together. So if we load the chakras, then the person will instantly be able to do a full chakra balancing. It's not that much. I mean, it's a little bit of a nicety. They are paying that type of money, so it gives them something that they could run. Maybe they run out of frequencies in between sessions, but they're still going to want to return to you because this is going to get a little bit boring. They're not going to want to do this all the time. You know, we've really talked about, why isn't this working? We've really talked about what makes the genius special. What makes the genius special in what it does is the discovery part. Because if you go out and you buy an app that is the Balance My Chakras app, and you decide to buy this, within, if not the first 2 weeks, within a month, you will be bored and you will want to move on. The thing that is so compelling about the genius is that people are like, whoa, what frequencies did you find for me today? What frequencies did you find for me this week? And it always can be in the topic of their choice. So it does come with these playlists. Oh, great. It's always something technologically. And thank goodness I have a recharger here. But let's look at the other playlist. My iPad Air just needs to be recharged here. Okay, so then we can clear this playlist by hitting the clear all button. And we can go back here. Well, how do we go back to the playlist? So let's see, we're in here, add all items to the tray. So that's interesting. There's no back button per se. I never realized that. And so let's go back here and we have to go to my custom playlists and then those will load. And now we can load, what I'm going to load here is the solfeggio tones. So load the solfeggio tones. And now it's going to load all of those. This is actually pretty fun. And so you've got all the solfeggio tones here. And now we can add all items to the tray and we can play those frequencies. And that's cool. And it comes with some nice different visuals as well. That is actually really fun. And somebody can watch that and experience the effects of the visual as well. And we also have the opportunity to do fractals, add fractals to my balancing, which is another visual. And just some of these, anyway, I'm not going to say anything. So let's just choose clarity, and that's going to be an overlay. And so when we run the energy of clarity, that will also play into and combine with the solfeggios. And then there we go. It's going to play this beautiful fractal image. That's another great benefit for people that they can watch these. And these are very soothing. They contain the sacred geometrical fractals within the imaging. And so it's very relaxing to watch these. Now, some people don't like to watch these, so you can go back to the fractals and you can unselect it. So when you unselect it, it'll actually show bright again. And so that person can go here and then they unselect it and they'll get that. And it's not unselected. This is actually, it's unbelievable. It's happened in the past. Let me just see if I go out of here. If I click it, if I kill the app and then I come back in, or the fractals, then I add them to the tray. And let's see if the fractals have been removed. Oh my goodness. Oh, maybe if, oh, I think it's this button right here. Is that the fractal button? No, that's the play button. Let's see, let's go back here and let's go to add fractals, maybe clear. And so then it should have taken those away. Maybe I didn't press it enough. And then let's see if we play it. Yeah, it removed it. So that's good. So you have to unclick it and it removed all the fractals. Some people like it, some people don't like it. It's just a really cool feature. Now I really want to talk about the reports that you can do with your capsule, as well as sending playlists. Could you do a surrogate session for somebody if they can't speak? Yes, you can. You can actually do that with your Genius, where you can actually speak on their behalf, Roy. And we've done that a lot with the Genius. So one thing you can do is you just hit the record button and you instantly say, "It is my intention." It sounds like you might know about surrogates. "It is my intention to speak on behalf of Joe Smith. A-E-I-O-U, A-E-I-O-U, A-E-I-O-U." That works perfectly well, and you could definitely do that. It's a great question. How do you send frequencies to animals? So you get your dog, and then you just train them with their paws to use the quantum capsule. Just joking. So frequencies to animals. Frequencies to animals could be that you send them to the owner, and the owner plays the frequencies for the dog or the cat. You also can just send them from the Genius remotely. And we have a lot of people over the years who have done animal healing as part of their practice, live and in person or remotely, and have had amazing results with working with animals, with horses, dogs, cats, all types of animals. So it can work very, very well. I tell you, this is now the screen is locking on me all the time, which is so funny. Let's see if I can find this. If you go to your settings on this, let's see. If we go here to settings, there we go. And we go to display and brightness. We've got this auto lock every 2 minutes. It's not auto locking every 2 minutes, auto locking. And I don't think I can turn it off. So true tone, we can turn that off. And then see, it's just staying on low power mode. So in low power mode, the auto lock is restricted to 30 seconds. All right, I'm just going to live with that. Okay, fantastic. We'll just go back here. Now it has started the program again, which is also an issue. Okay, so let's see what Roger has to say. Welcome, Roger. Does the first session always need to be retroactive, or can they record their voice and send it in for me to generate? I don't know what you mean by retroactive. I'm not sure, but yes, let's look at that. We'll have some fun looking at this. So if this was the person's, oh, I know why I'm not using the Genius on this. So let's go ahead and put this out here, go back to here. All right. These are very good questions. Let's talk about the client. So the client is Roger. Let's say this is your client, and they have successfully downloaded the capsule, and you say to them, "I'm going to start a monthly subscription with you. And what I need you to do is every Monday, I want you to send me the voice and picture." So they tap this button and then they record their voice. What is the email of your Genius Insight facilitator receiving your voice and image upload? So you have to make sure that you arm them with that in advance. So they're going to have to know that in order to send this to you. So let's go ahead, and we've got frequencies at geniusbiofeedback.com, and then the practitioner will get an email to let them know. And now we're going to go ahead. You know, my name is Ariel, A-E-I-O-U, A-E-I-O-U, A-E-I-O-U. And now we're recording the voice, and you will receive this recording on your Genius and be able to utilize it in your session. So then we go ahead and we upload the voice. And then we could also take the picture. We could take or upload a picture, and then the same thing. We're going to send that off to the practitioner. The practitioner will get a notification where they'll be able to, now let's see if we can see this within the Genius. So when you go back to your practice and you're about to exit the session, are you sure? Let's begin a new scan. And it says here, pending scans, voice and image uploaded. So this has somebody who sent their voice and image. This was, I don't know if we did this for my dog. This is why it says that. So what we would do here is we would select that particular image, and let's see if we can do this. So let's see if we can, that's not letting me do this. Okay, there we go. So we don't have her date of birth, so let's just make up a date of birth. And let's see. I don't know why it should have brought it, import the voice or picture. So, okay. And then it should. Oh gosh, this is like really hilarious. Okay, so she recorded her voice, so then we would go next, and then it would bring in her picture. So now we've been able to record her voice, and then next would bring in the picture. So pretty much the point of this whole thing is that at any time you can, let's see if it brought it in here. Oh, that's really cute. Okay, so brought in her picture, and then we can analyze the picture, and now we can include it for a scan. So if the client sends this to you, then the really cool thing about this is that you would be able to do the session at any time during the day. So that's something that's really cool. Like if the person records the voice, then what's really amazing is that you can do you can do their session at any time. So you might even get them to send the voice on a Monday, and then you have a calendar that says between 9 and 10, I work on this client. Between 10 and 11, I work on this client, and so on and so forth as you're doing the session. Okay, so go ahead and here. So now we have, now we would do our Genius session. So we'll do an example of that in just a moment. Just wanted to bring up the capsule here so we could also see that. And let's just go back here. Let's just begin a new session and see if we can, okay, there we go. And so now what we want to do is say we're starting their session and we had their voice in order to, I'm just going to make up, we'll just call it client, and then just do some date of birth here, just as an example. Continue with a new analysis, continue. And so then you could bring in their voice and picture if you had it through right here. So they've already pre-recorded it for you. Now you're ready to do their session. So let's talk about that, because I want to talk about doing a quick report, and I want to talk about how to get their aura in, and I also want to talk about how to do a playlist for them. Okay. All right. Okay, fantastic. All right, so now we have the session here, and it is ready for us to work on. And what we're going to do is, the first thing we want to do is decide what we want to work on for the client. So let's go right to the heart of the matter, which I think is going to be really, helpful. Is let's go to the custom libraries and let's work just on affirmations and see how that lands for the client. All right, so let's go right to the affirmations here. And correction, does the first session always need to be interactive, or can their voice be recorded by them in the quantum capsule at home? So this is entirely up to you, Roger. It really depends on what your relationship and rapport with them is. what we've done is we've talked a lot about a sort of a model where you meet with somebody live, so you keep that rapport with them at least once per month. And then the other 3 weeks of the month is only to send frequencies to them in order for them to receive them. You don't really interact with them except maybe by email. And that way you keep really this personal connection with them. But at the same time, everybody's busy. I mean, a month goes by in a second. So they basically receive frequencies from you for that theme of the month, and then they meet with you once a month. But I would meet with them one time in person before sending them the frequencies, because you want to have that nice rapport with them, and you want to understand what you're doing and why you're doing it. All right, well, let's look for some affirmations. So we have these affirmations for rejuvenation and longevity. So let's add those to the tray. And let's talk about how we're going to, when we add them to the tray, how we're going to do this. So was that all of them? Okay, that's fine. So we have 38 items in the tray. We'll just do all of them. All right, so now they have all of these excellent affirmations. And we're gonna just do all of them. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to send these to the capsule. And now it's great because you have a whole bunch of affirmations to share with them. And the affirmations, so you know, as a practitioner, as you send them these affirmations, what's really interesting about the affirmations is that they're learning something about themselves, because as they're stating the affirmation kind of in the reverse engineering, it tells them that the opposite is the case. Apple it keeps freezing it and it keeps moving that other mirroring of the app. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and send it to myself, right, so that I can show you what happens here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to export that, and it should give you a message that it's been exported. Hopefully it does. I don't see it though. Let's try one more time to do that. Export to the capsule. Okay, I kind of have to hold it down. So let's see, at gmail.com. Oh, I think I have to add it in here first. That's why I didn't. Okay, so now I can export it by doing OK. And when I do OK, it's going to send it. And you see at the bottom, it says email sent to users. Now, there's a reason I'm going over this, because I'm sure you can figure out the export part, but I want to show you something about this that's really important on the capsule itself. So I want to mirror that capsule again. Wow, this is really testing my patience here. What's happening is that the reflector is just not cooperating. Okay, let's get this on here. What I want to really show you is how to do this. Right after you do your export, you're going to want to, and actually it wasn't on there. So you're going to go back to, it's actually in your Genius, not on their capsule. So let's just get this up here for the heck of it. Make sure it's up there. Let's put this over here, but what I want to focus on is here. We're going to have to go back here. We're going to go up here, and we're going to go to our quantum membership. And then we're going to go to our members. So let me just try to add myself as a member here. And let's see if we add a member. So I'm already activated. So that's another thing, is see that it said, I added myself as a member, but it didn't pull a membership because I'm already active. Now let's go to see where the playlists are. Now I think because I did this, let's try to do this one more time. And I wish it would let us to name it before we actually send it. But let's go ahead, and what I'm going to do is I want to go back to the main hold tray. We could actually just do it from right here, because I'm going to do everything that's in the capsule. And I'm going to export it here. And then we're going to go drariel@gmail.com. We're going to add it here, and then we're going to export it. So it's been sent. So we immediately can go back to the quantum membership here. And then we can go, my members is right here. And now we can go to the playlist, and right here, okay, it says redeem pending right here. So this should be the last one that we just sent. And now what we're going to do is affirmations for we can name it for the date, November 20th or 21st, 21 session. Okay, the reason I want to do this is I want to show a couple of different things. Now, just in answer to Susie's question here, let's clear the tray and let's go to, let's say that this client, we're charging them $147 a month. They could opt in to have their dog get a playlist along with them, and it's an upsell. So you say, well, your dog's working on something, so let's go ahead and make sure that your dog also gets a playlist. So let's do some digestion frequencies for your dog and go ahead and whip that up just really quickly. So this is going to help them. I think we also have like some solutions here. So let's do some good. Now, of course, I wouldn't do this. The dog is not the client at this time, so you'd have to bring the dog up at as the client. So I'm just showing this as an example. Once you have that in there, you export to the capsule and you send it to the same person. But look what we're going to do. So we're going to send it to the same person. So we're going to add them. We put that in there. And now we have to go right to their playlist. So we're going to go to the Quantum membership. We're going to go to my members. We're going to go to their playlist. And you see now there's a new one. So this playlist number 1 is really the one that we're focusing on. And now we're just going to do, say the dog's name is Max. We're going to do Max's digestive frequencies. And you could just say the date, 11/21. Okay. Now let's go ahead, and what we need to do is we're going to look at it as if we were the client. So let's go ahead and see if we can see it, what to do as being the QuantiCapsule client. Now we're receiving those frequencies. So, okay, we've got all of that here. And now the client goes to their email, right? So they go to their email and they look for an email that comes to their box that has a code. All right, so right here, and this has a code. Oh, not that, the QuantiCapsule. Okay, so the QuantiCapsule, so now they're going to go ahead and they go up here and they're going to import my QuantiCapsule code. And what I did is I just took it from my email. I went to my email. Let's see if I've seen the most recent. So the first one, okay, the first one is here, the first one that we did. And I'm just copying this actually from my phone. I'm going to copy it, and you can actually paste it by Bluetooth for devices that are connected. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and hopefully the name will come through. Phew! Okay, so there we go. So now the affirmations is there. So then I had another one that I sent, and so that one is right here. So now I'm going to copy this particular code for the dogs playlist, and I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to go to import my code, import my QuantiCapsule code, make sure I copied it, and then I'm going to paste it right here. Oops, there we go. All right, so now we see that they have 2 playlists. So Max, so this is a nice way to add value to your sessions and to really leverage what you're doing. So you'd have a $147 a month membership, and then you upsell them, hey, does your dog, your child, whatever it is, your spouse, and you add on maybe an extra $50 a month, and now it's $197. But you have to remember, you're gonna have to take the time to go out and start that session again. So you're gonna have to put them in. So it's going to take you time. So just figure out, maybe it's a once a month upsell. So the spouse or the dog only gets one once a month. Now this should not say redeem pending anymore. Let's see if we can go out of here for a moment and come back into Quantum memberships. And now when we go to my members and we go to the playlist, it should say, okay, 6 days remaining. So it's 6 days starting tomorrow. It's 7 days total. I guess that's rounding to the nearest day. I'm not sure why it says that, but it ends up being 7 days total. So now for the affirmations, we could just load them in, and I want to show you the reports as well. Anybody who's joining, we do have a special on quantum capsules today. Go to geniusbiofeedback.com and you can get the specials on the shop menu, and you will get a special gift when you purchase them through the website. Let's go ahead and add all the items to the tray, and here we go, and then we can just play them. But now they have a lot of really cool affirmations. Every person can understand affirmations. And so it's really, really powerful for them. Now I want to show you something related to the report. And there's only a certain way that you can send the report. So let's review that by let's do another set of affirmations here. Trying to remember what we have to do in order to get the report. So the first thing that we have to do is we have to send we have to get the frequency. So let's get the frequency. So let's do another set of affirmations here. Let's do these 100 affirmations. All right, so we're going to put those in, and we'll put the reds and the blues in. So now we have a new set of affirmations. This is 100 affirmations. We have this actually on our website at geniusbiofeedback.com. It's 100 affirmations. Now, trying to think of how we do it. Just trying to remember. Okay, so now we have to run the report. So we have to analyze the aura. You have to do the following things before you can get them to piggyback with a report. You have to run the aura. So we're going to run the aura. So you have to, and I think that this needs to be really streamlined. It could be done so much better. So let's run the aura. I'll show you the series of events here. Let me just try to remember. You have to export I think you have to export the frequencies first. So that's what we're going to do. So we ran the aura. We have an aura, and we go to the reports. We're going to go to make sure that I don't think you need to run the report, but I'm just going to do it anyway. So this is the client's report. Let's go back. First thing I believe that we need to do is we need to export the frequencies. So I'm going to do it in a series of steps. Export the frequencies to the capsule. Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to add and then send them. So I did that, check that box. Then I'm going to go back to the quick report. No, we don't want to do that. Just close this. And we want to go back to the quick report. It has to be aura and then report. Let me do it that way. So let's go to the aura. So we go to the aura and we export that to the capsule. So now we're just going to enter the email. Oops. Oh, it's always done a little bit differently, and that is very confusing. Okay, and we're going to send that. Okay, excellent. The aura has been added to your client's Quanta app. Now we're going to go back to that quick report, and then we go to the report and then quick report. And this is a pretty useful report. It's the highest read item and also contains some things that we can talk about in a moment. But we're going to go ahead, give this report a name. Why is it sometimes named, sometimes not? I just don't know. Ariel's report, and then that could be their name. You could put the date, 4/11/21, and now you hit OK. Please enter a valid email. I guess do it that way. And now it sends it. All right, so we go back here, and now we have to go to our Quantum membership. And And now it should be, actually, we don't need to go there. We need to go to our quanta capsule, and we should find it there. So let's go to the quanta capsule once again. Okay, send any of your questions. Yeah, you have to do the report after the aura. So go ahead and send any of your questions that you have. We're going to be getting ready to sort of sum this up in just a little bit. Just trying to see if we can get this last point and bring it home about the aura. And then we'll be ready to rock and roll. Screen mirroring is only doing it one way. All right, and so let's go back here and we'll go to our quanta capsule, which is right here. And now we're going to import that again. Let's go ahead and import the quanta code. So it should have sent another quanta code when we did that. So let's go ahead and find that. So we've got our quanta code. I'm going to get that and get that. And now we're going to do it here. There we go. And now we can go ahead and we can load that, but now it should allow us to go to access my report. We go to access my report and it has the actual report and it has the aura in it. So that's pretty cool. So now this is a big request on a lot of people's part, is they want to have the report, and then you have to do, the thing is that you have to do the frequencies before you do anything else. You have to do the frequencies first before you do anything else. You have to, in other words, you cannot get those reports unless you send an export of your quanta capsule frequencies. Okay, Jean, it's really nice to have you back. Good to see you here. And report after aura. Can you send a scan for one client to many people? Now that's an interesting question. Can you copy and paste a list of emails? When you're doing a group session, you most certainly can. So if this was for a group of people, what we could do is export to the quanta capsule and then you just keep adding on emails. So let's add my members. You could have pre-filled, we're not going to do it, but you could have pre-filled all of these emails in, and they don't have to be members that you activated. If they're in the system, you can add them. If they're on a trial, you can add them. And then I don't know why this doesn't have an ad here. You just go back and it's already pre-selected. Like I said, I'm not going to send it to them. And so then you just hit OK and it'll send at the same time, it'll send the same frequencies to all of these people. So it's a really good question. Can you copy and paste? Okay, we did that. Can you scan? How do you add the dog's voice? So Joan, you don't need to have the dog's voice. You can just skip the voice, or you could speak as their surrogate. Some dogs, I had a dog where I could just say speak and they would bark and I would do it that way. But you don't have to have an infant's voice. You don't have to have a cat's voice. You can just use their picture. Is it easier on Android? Can I watch this again on YouTube? Yeah, Roy, be sure to go to Ariel Policano on YouTube and you can see this and review it. What does add my members purple do? No, we went over that. But are you talking about the one that's actually right here, this my members? Add a member, you have to choose how you want to add the member. So let me show you a little secret here. You could add a member. If a person is in the system, did anybody put their email for, they didn't have a capsule? Now we have Nancy in the system, although I think we just added her here. So it would have to be somebody else. Kathy, do you have, if you have a quanta capsule, can you put the email of the capsule into the chat and I'll show you how this works. Because you can add them here. This is somebody who's paid, but it's not necessarily somebody purchased through you. Maybe they purchased on the App Store. And so if you go to my members and then you go to add a member and you use the little magnifying glass here, you can actually pull them up. So do we have no. I don't know if that was your email, but it'll tell if it's not in there. So no user found. I think I spelled it right. So yeah, so if you were in there, then it would have pulled you up, and then you can add them without removing a credit from the credits that you have. Or you can issue them a free download, or you can convert them into a paid member. So that's what that is for. Because of the stock chakras and solfeggio tones in the capsule, should we always skip adding these to the tray if the genius flags them in red or blue, or just tell the client to make sure he or she is listening to the capsule chakras or solfeggio tones? I would send them in my export anyway. The truth is that the majority of people would not know what to do with those stock tones. And so if you don't feature them or advise them or show them how to do it, it really was just meant to give some value to the empty capsule, to give some intrinsic value to the fact that they're purchasing that empty capsule. But it doesn't really need, you don't really need to utilize it at all. So you don't need to ever use it in your practice, in other words. So you guys, a couple of resources here. We do have a great web page called Learn the Quanta Capsule. And so we really study that page. It has a lot of forms on here. It has a lot of tutorial videos. And anybody who purchases through the website today, you will get a special Chinese Meridians, the Energetic 2 series, where it has a series of points like alarm points. So if you want to go ahead and use this, the Quanta Capsule packages page, everything is on sale. It's going to be today, tomorrow, and through Black Friday, but I can't guarantee it longer than that. So definitely check that out. And we're certainly here to answer any of your questions that you have about the Quanta Capsule. And really, really appreciate you being part of our Genius Biofeedback community. You guys, tomorrow we have a great class on remedy plates, and we're going to also have great deals on the remedy plates. So go to the events page, which is right here, and there's a full calendar, and you can just go right here and you can sign up for the remedy plate party. It's always really fun. I'm going to show you the new things that I'm imprinting, new ways that I'm using the remedy plate, and it's just super fun to do that. It's all free this week. And then we have a global healing that's happening on Thursday. So if you'd like to join us on Thursday, we're making it in the early part of the day because we know you're going to be busy with family or events or Thanksgiving dinner. So come join our global healing on Thursday. Why does that registration link look really, really long? I don't know why. All right, so that's it for today, everybody. Thank you so much for being part of our Quanta Capsule plan. We really, really appreciate it and hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care. Bye-bye for now.